Good, happy Monday evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to Good Evening, New Hampshire. Let's begin. First Step Town Hall event explores problem of solution to homelessness. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Amy Cavino.
Right now, there is a move to become the first in the nation to end homelessness completely.
These are the men and women working to make the dream of eradicating homelessness in New Hampshire a reality.
It's about relationships, and that truly is what is able to bridge that gap and to be able to create a relationship with someone, especially when they're at the most vulnerable time in their life.
A critical lack of affordable housing is directly linked to the homeless issue in New Hampshire.
We need landlords to open their doors to work in partnership with us. Perhaps lower the rent just a little bit to give that chance of affordability.
WMUR's Town Hall exposed mental illness and addiction as frequent culprits in causing homelessness.
So I thought it would be cool to live in a clothes dumpster at the Salvation Army.
Mr. Druin bared his soul to the crowd.
I just turned 73. Since then, I've gotten a bachelor's degree at Springfield College
Let's give him a round of applause.
This forum gave parts of the state who feel forgotten at times a platform.
We actually go to the point where, at certain times we give out tents to people because we just don't have enough room for everybody.
Project Community, New Hampshire's Homeless, airs Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. In Manchester, Amy Cavino, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Law enforcement pushes for renewal of grant to fight online crimes against children. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Jennifer Crompton.
Renewal's Bike Shop is New England's largest bicycle store. April 4th through the 15th, we are celebrating our 100th anniversary with store-wide savings on over 3,000 bikes ready to roll. We stock bicycles and accessories for every riding style. Renewal's Bike Shop, the right bike, the right fit, right now.
Trained investigators with the state's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force are busy, especially since the numbers of adults and children using electronic devices, apps, and social media platforms are increasing.
The predator's playground used to be an actual playground. The predator's playground now is a cell phone.
ICAC's commander says most cases start as cyber tips, which are sent to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which tracks the tip to a state, the commander sending it to one of 100 trained affiliates in the right jurisdiction.
It's still that local department's investigation, but we're there to provide them additional resources. The trained interviewer that specializes in these cases, the forensic personnel who know exactly how to process that computer or that cell phone.
He says federal funds, supplemented by state Forensic Shield grants the last 2 budget cycles, have been key to success. Just since July 1st, the start of the current grant cycle, the task force has received more than 400 cyber tips, processed 429 cell phones, conducted 142 search warrants, and made 30 arrests. They've had 35 cases of child enticements, more than 100 cases of possession of child sex abuse images, 75 cases of distributing them, and 40 manufacturing image cases. The commander calls the $500,000 grant proposed for the next budget cycle critical.
We're going to use the purchase equipment, educate the public, train law enforcement, and most importantly, proactively investigate these crimes against children.
He says the training is highly specialized, the software and equipment costly. Without ICAC, local departments would have to figure out how to shoulder that on their own. And another goal of ICAC is to open some regional forensic labs around the state. We're live in Portsmouth. Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Off-duty Londonderry officer accused in fatal crash released on bail. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Kristen Carosa.
Right now at Ippolito's during our double discount sale, you can save 20 to 40% off select floor samples.
Just look at this amazing collection of upholstery. And right now, you'll receive a double discount, up to twice the Massachusetts sales tax.
Ippolito's has the largest selection of...
That's right, Tom. We are live here in Amherst along Route 101 where this crash happened. Investigators say the truck driven by a Londonderry police officer crossed over the center line and crashed head-on with another car, killing the driver. Police do say Tyler Berry, who was off duty at the time, was driving a pickup truck Friday night around 11:30 p.m. when he veered into oncoming traffic, hitting 21-year-old Sierra Croto's SUV. Croto was killed. Berry was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. He was arrested there and charged with aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol. He's been released on personal recognizance bail, and prosecutors tell us tonight more charges could come.
It would really be related to the specific facts and the information that's recovered from the investigation of this case. I believe there may be additional facts and information that would arise pursuant to that investigation, which would lead to those different charges.
Now, the county attorney does tell us Berry will face a judge on April 18th. If anyone witnessed this crash here in Amherst, they're asked to call state police. We're live in Amherst. Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Winter sticks around as snow falls in northern New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
Hi, I'm Lane Gregoire. And I'm Logan Gregoire. Country Camper is family owned and operated.
Forget April showers. Monday was all about April snow, at least for the northern part of the state.
I love snowboarding. Of course, I put my snowboard away.
Adam Mayu thought he was done with snow until next winter.
I put everything away yesterday. Cleaned the driveway, all the sand off it and everything, and now we're back at it.
But Mother Nature had other plans, dropping off about a coating to 2 inches of snow in the lakes region. There's bald eagle enjoying a rest on the ice, but some would like to see this lingering winter disappear.
I'm more than done with winter, yes I am.
Points North saw 3 to 6 inches of snow, and for ski country, that's good news.
This is fantastic. This is what April is at Wildcat.
Monday's snow allowing Wildcat to open 4 additional trails. They now have 46 out of 48 open.
We got 5 inches of snow already today, and it's still a little bit coming our way. So it just refreshed all the trails. It makes skiing really nice.
And skiers are taking advantage of that, hoping today's snow will help extend the season.
It was a little unexpected, but it's really great up there. The conditions are awesome.
I'll take it in April, for sure. You got to milk every last little bit you got.
It was really nice. There's a lot of snow. It hasn't turned, it's just turning the rain now. But the snow's great. Of course, I got to leave here and go snow blow the driveway, but it's beautiful.
There you go, having a little fun before he has to go and do some work. Now, Wildcat is hoping to stay open until early May, but that is weather permitting, and of course, we all know how the weather is around here. Reporting live in Meredith, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man sentenced to 12 years in prison for selling teen fatal dose of fentanyl. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Andy Hirschberger.
This is not your kid's sandbox. This is the place that brings your backyard dreams to life.
Benjamin McKenzie was convicted of selling a lethal dose of fentanyl to 19-year-old Brianna Fichette in 2016. Today, the young woman's family talked about the pain of their loss as McKenzie was before a judge for sentencing.
Our lives seemed to stand still. We're stuck in time. Brianna was our only child. She was our life.
Prosecutors were asking for a minimum of 12 years behind bars, saying that this crime can't be tolerated and a strong message needs to be sent.
There are simply no amount of years that are going to bring their daughter back. At the end of this hearing, they're still going to walk out and Brianna's simply going to be gone.
Defense lawyers tried to paint McKenzie as an addict, while his family said he was essentially a good kid who was battling a terrible disease.
How Ben was living was insane. What Ben was doing was total insanity, madness, extremely foolish behavior. This is not who Ben is when he is sober. This is a horrible and tragic accident.
But Judge Stephen Horan said actions have consequences and sentenced McKenzie to 12 years behind bars with a chance to have 2 years taken off if he completes drug and alcohol counseling. In Dover, Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And switching gears now, let's go on over into your weather. Weather right now is overcast, 33 degrees. And the weather for tonight, cloudy skies, low in the lower 30s. For tomorrow, cloudy with rain developing later in the day, highs in the lower 40s. And for tomorrow night, light rain mixing with light snow overnight, low near 30 degrees. And switching gears now, let's go on over into sports. Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to Sports with Riley King. Let's begin. First up, Manchester Special Olympics team holds first outdoor practice of season. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Manchester Special Olympics team is officially gearing up for the Summer Games after its first outdoor practice of the season today. Athletes gathered at Livingston Park. WMUR Sports Director Jamie Staten, as well as WMUR News Director Alicia McDevitt were there. Both will be running this year's Boston Marathon. They're raising money for the organization with a goal of $20,000. $16,000 has already been raised. That marathon is a week from tomorrow.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Very cool indeed. And we will be cheering WMUR News 9 Sports Director and News Director Alicia McDevitt next week in the Boston Marathon. Hopefully they do a good job. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. at Fenway Park in Boston is the Red Sox home opener. Welcome back to Boston, Boston Red Sox. We are very excited to see the Boston Red Sox play their home opener tomorrow. Very exciting. And take a look at this photo. Boston Marathon blue line painting on Marathon Way, adjacent to start line in the Hopkinton, Massachusetts full-length line from the start to 1 mile is expected to be painted later this week. Boston 29 believe it will be next Monday. Marathon Monday for Boston Marathon. Can't wait for that. And that is for this edition of Sports with Riley King. I hope you all enjoyed this edition of Sports with Riley King. Have a wonderful night, everyone. See you back here tomorrow night with another edition of Sports with Riley King. Good night, everyone. Bye. Okay, and there you go. And switching gears now, let's go to your arts and entertainment. First, American Idol is on tonight, and here's a look at the list of singers performing tonight in American Idol. All-Star Duets, and New Hampshire Evelyn Cormier will be performing with Chris Isaac, and they'll be performing Wicked Game. Can't wait to see it tonight on American Idol. And hopefully you'll be watching American Idol. Let us know what you think of this season of American Idol. Comment below and let us know. It's on tonight on ABC at 8 p.m. And let's look at your event calendar and see what type of events are happening tomorrow in New Hampshire. Summer Art Camp registration now open all day at UNH Museum of Art. 40th Annual New Hampshire Safety and Health Conference at 8 o'clock a.m. at the Radisson Hotel. Beginner Magic Class, 8 o'clock a.m. at Keene State College Redfern Arts Center. Fine Arts Faculty Show, St. Paul's School Crumpacker Gallery at 9 o'clock a.m. And those are all your events happening tomorrow in New Hampshire. And now let me take a look at this article in the Union Leader. Restaurant with history of food safety environmental violation closes suddenly. Take a look at this article in the Union Leader. Okay, and there you go. And that's going to do it for this edition of Arts and Entertainment, and that does it for this edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. I hope you all enjoyed this edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. See you back here tomorrow night for another edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. Have a nice night, everyone, and good night.